Hey guys, welcome to the week that was. Today's Monday. We normally do it on Sunday, and we didn't do it last week either, did we, Tani?
No, because you weren't here for most of the week.
No, I wasn't actually very well, so I managed to have some time off, and yeah. Anyway, so we're going to play a little bit of a catch up. So the first thing we want to talk about is our good news with all our adoptions and rescue saves for the last 2 weeks. I started writing them down for the week, and Tony's like, don't forget we've got to do an update for last week. I thought, bloody hell. Sorry for people who don't swear. Okay, so adoptions, we had Finnegan, Boomer, Babs, Ella and Birdie. They were all our cats, which is really great for cat adoptions because they're usually hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had Joey, which was one of our dogs. Our rescue releases, we got AJ, Champ, Ivy, Speckles out. And we did have a dog come in by the name of Rex. And I will touch on Rex in a minute. But we ended up transferring Rex through to RSPCA for an active cruelty investigation. So that's all our movement in regards to animals this week. Well, last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, we've actually been really doing a lot of freedom busters. We have had an insane amount of animals come in that their owners haven't been able to afford to get them home. And we'll help anybody get their animal home if we believe that they're safe and they're good owners. We've had a hell of a lot, haven't we, Tani?
This weekend especially has been
This weekend,
crazy.
I think we've done maybe for 6 or 7 dogs, and it's just, it's exhausting. But without those freedom busters, there would be at least in the last 2 weeks, I would say about 10 dogs that wouldn't have got home. There was Buddha, there's the Shepherds, there's the Bull Mastiffs. There's just been a lot of dogs, and that's possible through the kindness of people that actually get behind our programs to want to help. I mean, there's a lot of charities out there, and we're always asking for donations for each of our causes, but I can't think of anything better when you can help reunite pets with their owners that want their animals back. So we're so used to many people saying, well, keep the dog, I don't want the dog, do what you want with the dog, put the dog down. We get all that. So it's really nice when you've got owners.
Sorry guys.
Yeah, it's really nice when you've got owners saying, look, what can I do? How can I get my animals home, you know? So thank you so much to all those supporters that actually do get behind those freedom busters, because it actually, you know, we say saves lives. It actually does save lives, because, you know, there's a lot of animals sitting in pounds that just can't go home. Rescues aren't taking anything. Adoptions are really slow. And, you know, there are some facilities that have to make some horrible decisions and stuff like that. And we're very grateful to have our supporters behind us, so thank you. So obviously not only are we a rescue group, but we're a rescue group that runs an impound facility, which is why we have things like the Freedom Busters. I have to say this weekend has been exhausting. None of us got to eat lunch.
Any of the days.
You saw I had to sneak food on Sunday Sangas because I was starving. It's been so crazy. So, you know, we've all gone home frazzled, extremely exhausted,
and behind on all of our other work because we haven't been able to do anything.
No, we really haven't. And a lot of the times in regards to what we do, sometimes it's a matter of we have to deal with it after hours because people work, people aren't home when you're trying to deal with it. And, you know, I'm just not a 9-to-5 person anyway. So, you know, there's a lot of things that we've had to do behind the scenes. And I suppose maybe we'll give you a couple of examples of what some of that stuff that we've had to deal with impound recently. So one of the dogs that came in was called Rex. He was extremely emaciated. Tani, you would have seen the video where Tani bathed him and he was sitting on her lap, and it reduced Tani to tears because he was emaciated. The sweetest little dog, came in with mange, no hair, and he was just a beautiful natured dog. We just thought, who could do that to him? So that sort of things fire me on. They don't even have to be in that condition to spur me on, do they, Tani?
No.
No. As far as I'm concerned, if you own an animal, you will be responsible for your animal. And if I have to make you responsible by doing my due diligence, then that's what I'm going to do. What I did do with Rex is I actually found who was responsible for the state of him, and I've actually initiated an RSPCA investigation and also police action. Now, we wanted to hold on to little Rex. We were very fond of Rex. Unfortunately, we were asked by RSPCA, look, we're taking carriage of the matter. You do need to bring him over. So I drove Rex over. It broke Leanne's heart on the day that I was taking him, and everybody felt it as well. But he has gone over. He'll be getting treatment over there. We already started the treatment here. And he did put on, I think, close to two kilos with us, which is great, but it has to be a very slow process. But you know what? Somebody is now being investigated for that, and that is one of the things that I do. And quite often I can't get those investigations done in the course of a daytime. I have to do it when I can get people at home, when I can get the people involved home, and it takes time. So we're just not a 9 to 5 pound really, or a 10 to 4. We do a lot of work behind the scenes that people don't know about. And it happens every day, doesn't it, Tani?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the case of Rex, from when he came in to when we took him over to RSPCA. So that's just one case. This is Rex. Rex is our emaciated dog that came in, covered in mange. He's been having baths, haven't you, darling? Yeah. And he's on his way to RSPCA now because my investigations have proved who is responsible for the dog, who's had him. No. Leanne's a little bit upset, aren't you, Leanne? Because
understand how somebody can be so cruel.
Yeah, and we wanted to retain him because we've been working with him and we've done all the hard yards, but unfortunately we were told today that that wasn't possible, that he has to go to RSPCA for an investigation. And we do have a number of people that do want him, so...
Even the way he is at the moment.
Even the way he is, yeah. So, anyway, I'm about to take him now to RSPCA. Not only are we dealing with impound cases, we also have to help manage problem households. And one household I've been dealing with in the last 3 years is a lot of cats. Now, I would dare say I've removed about 50 cats now. The last lot was 14, and we've been trying to work with them, and thankfully now we have got him down into single digits, and we're slowly getting there. But there's a lot of things that we do, and so these cats are coming in, they're full of fleas and everything like that, and of course we don't want it going through the facility. So you'll see photos of us bathing kittens and blow drying them and treating them for fleas and stuff like that. We also recently had a case of ringworm. So
See, it doesn't stop, guys.
No, it doesn't stop. Sorry, I should put it on silent. So running an impound facility, it never stops with just strays coming in. We get exposed to parvo, we get exposed to ringworm, we have animals coming in that are injured, and so we often quite find ourselves groomers, nurses, everything like that, just trying to get the animals okay and looked after. We had one of our impound dogs today. We had to take him to the vet, and it was found that he had a triple ear infection, three lots of infections going on in his ears. And you know, we've got to deal with that while they're in impound, and it's not an easy thing. And in regards to this boy, we have to muzzle him because his ears are painful. He wants to bite us, but we have to treat him. So there's a lot of things behind the scenes that it's just not straightforward. So anyway, 14 cats from one household, and now we you know, we've had to bath them. Now we have to get them ready for adoption. Some of them are a little bit still scared, aren't they, Tani?
Yeah.
Pat's been working, Pat and Sue have been working with them because we've got to try and get them adoption ready.
Yeah, so they're slowly going up. So we just listed another 3 today, but yeah, slowly going up.
As they're progressing with us behind the scenes with rehab, then Tani lists them. So it's not just a case of, okay, 14 cats have come in, they're ready for adoption. They're really not. And there's going to be some in that 14 that are going to be the last ones to be adopted because they're still under rehab. They are scared, and when they get scared, they, you know, a little bit hard to handle. We've got to get them to overcome that. I mean, it should never be an option just to euthanize them because they scratch you or they bite you out of fear, you know?
Not that these guys have, but...
No.
Yeah.
We've got a couple that are a little bit scaredy, but we're working on that. Now, one of those impound dogs that came in was an unchipped stray called Ivy. Now, she's a Kelpie. We estimated her to be about a year old, I think, wasn't it, Tara?
Yeah, it was about that, I think.
About that, yeah. Very scared girl. Really shut down in the facility. Went in to say hello to her, and I thought, where's the dog? Got on my hands and knees. She's hiding under her bed. Couldn't get her to eat, couldn't get her to drink. I ended up having to put her bed up against the wall so that she wouldn't hide. And she really struggled here in regards to her timidness and being in a pound with full of barking animals. Terrified, not just frightened her, it terrified her to the point where she was weeing herself. She just hid.
She couldn't walk on lead either. She'd just drop to the ground. You'd have to carry her everywhere.
100%. So I reached out to a friend of mine, Jenny, from Working Paws, and Jenny specialises in the working breeds, and she does a lot of training and everything like that. And I said to Jenny, look, we've hit maximum capacity. I've got a girl here. By any chance, could you look it up? Now, send her off to Jenny. Jenny's like, yep, no problem. Send her over, Dee. Jenny sends me a video of Ivy playing with other Kelpies. She had a ball. She's still very timid with the carers at the moment, but the other dogs are bringing that out, and you'll see a video of her having some playtime.
Yeah, I didn't actually think it was the same dog. I asked for evidence that it was the same dog because she's just completely different.
Yeah,
completely different.
And it just shows what happens to some dogs in a pound environment. Now we've started to see a little bit of that with Rubble, haven't we? So Rubble is every time we've tried to do a meet and greet at the facility, it hasn't gone well. But Pete's been walking Rubble with a neighbour's dog. It went well. He's seen other dogs out of the facility. It's been going okay. It just shows that the facility can actually change a dog. And, you know, in some facility, that's not great. That could cost them their lives. But anyway, you'll see how well little Ivy's gone. Good girl. Is that good? You're hungry, darling. I've had to put the bed up because she's just hiding under the bed. If you know this girl, she was found out the side of 18 Evelyn at Thornton. Unfortunately, she's not microchipped, therefore we can't contact her owner, but she does have a black collar on, as you can see.
You're being a good boy, aren't you? You're very well behaved. Well, someone's had a prank there.
Yeah.
Good smells.
Not sure, are you getting lucky in there?
Yeah, just getting a few of... Let's do a short one.
Lucky was the same.
Part and parcel of running an impound facility is dealing with cranky people. We've even had one today yelling at us. I think you had one on the weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's every day, mate.
Yeah. So, in regards to the one that Tani had, two of the ladies' dogs came in. We couldn't get them on the phone. Turns out that the phone number was actually wrong on the microchip. So, of course, you know, we do our due diligence and I start tracking the lady down. Yep, no problem, I'll come and get the dogs. Poor Tani serves her and she wants to know, how did you get my new address?
I had no idea. I'm literally one of the first customers of the day. I hadn't been on all week. Didn't even know the dog she was talking about.
Tony comes out, goes, the lady at the counter wants to know, how did we get her address? She wants to know. I'm like, okay, we're not happy that we found her to say, hey, here's your dogs.
I think she was fine to get the dogs back, but yeah, she was very interested in knowing how we tracked her down.
What is it that you call me, Tani?
The find-outologist.
The find-outologist. If I can find you, I'm gonna find you. So anyway, you know, we get yelled at all the time and we're just doing our jobs.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder we drink.
We even get yelled at for doing freedom busters. It's like for trying to get people's animals back home to them. We're getting abused about that as well. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, sometimes you just think, ugh. Anyway, that's another avenue. So we hit very much extreme capacity the last few days, and remember we talked about one of the rescues was struggling and they got those animals from us, and we will always try and stand by those animals. We've done it plenty of times before, and so we ended up bringing the next lot of 3 dogs back, which was little Charlie, Sully and Boo. And Boo's our little timid girl, so That's how she got Boo. And so they're beautiful little dogs. They've grown since they went. When they left us, they were tiny little bubbas, and now we've got 4-month-old puppies back. So we are looking for foster carers for them or homes for them, but with the amount of dogs that we've had here, it's really scared them too, all the barking, hasn't it? They were shaking when they came in, the poor darlings. And even though we've put them in the quietest part of the facility, there's a lot of dogs here at the moment. You would have seen that in Sunday Sangas, how many sandwiches we had to make. But in saying that, we got 2 loaves of bread worth of animals home, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
And then we've got more again since then, which is good.
Yes, we have. Yes.
Yeah.
So we've been working very hard behind the scenes. So anyway, these little guys are back.
And if you saw as well Honey and Bear recently, these are their siblings.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So if you did actually like Honey and Bear and you're like, oh, we missed out on those, these are their brothers and sisters. So we've got the 2 girls and 1 boy. One of the interesting things of part of my job is I am the investigation officer, and I love a challenge. I love it when people throw the challenge at me, and I think, okay, it's on, like Donkey Kong. Let's go.
Just so everybody did witness that, right? She just threw paper at me.
It is the thinnest note.
Compo.
Okay? There is 3
Nope.
pieces. There's 3 pieces. Of
Emotional leave.
you know what?
Nope.
Toughen up, princess. 1,
Emotional leave.
2,
I'm out.
3 pieces.
Nah, pay me to go home.
Listen to this was behind the camera, guys. So anyway, we had a cattle dog adult come in with a cattle pup. They were seen roaming together, they were out together, they were caught together. We put the post up, person comes forward, says, that's my dog, but the pup's not mine. She must have found that while she was out roaming. I think my eyebrow went way up into my headlight, up into my eyebrows, just went whoop. I'm like, He's adamant. I said, all right, well, show us that the adult is yours. Prove it to us. So he did show us photos of the dog in his vehicle and everything matched. And he did a stat deck and said, definitely not my pup. So anyway, he took off with the adult and left the puppy. The puppy screamed the facility down, and I thought, oh, no, that's not happening. So off I go onto my investigation. I walk the streets, I door knock, and he denies. And I thought, okay, all right, I'm going to have to be smart. Anyway, I did my usual thing. In the end, it proved it was their puppy. And he ended up coming and getting the pup that night. They saw the light and came and got the pup about 8:30 at night, which was great because I really worried about that poor little pup screaming and crying for its mama in a busy pound with other dogs losing their mind. So I was really going, but here's the corker. In that one day, 2 more other cattle dog pups were found. One was in another council, and they rang me up and said, I think we've got the sibling to your one. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm on it. Anyway, we matched up the photos. You would have thought they were siblings, but they weren't, because when I finally got this guy to confess that it was their dog, I really pushed them to find out if the other pup at the other council was theirs. And they actually showed me photos of the litter and the puppies. Definitely wasn't their dog. They only had 1 blue and all reds. It was just a coincidence that they were almost identical. Then another pup came that was found in the same town, virtually in the same street as the other guys. And I'm like, okay. At first, they couldn't locate a chip. I ended up finding a chip in a leg, and we ended up getting that one home. You wouldn't credit 3 cattle dogs found in the same day, 2 in the same location, but not connected. That is the type of days that we have at the facility. And as you can tell, even Tani's had bad ones. She had 3 pieces of paper thrown at her. Poor darling.
I'm tired. It's my Friday. I want to go home.
Okay. And one other thing that happened, some interesting thing that also happened at the facility, we had a brown snake come into the facility, so we had to wrangle a brown snake out of here. So anyway, Brioni did the deed. She caught it in a net and we released it back into the bush. So we've had 46-degree days. I've even got it on my car as proof. 46. I think the photo on my car might be 45, but it did hit 46. And yeah. And the last thing that happened yesterday, I came back to the facility very late last night to check on the boy with his bad ear infection, and came back to a box at our gate at 9:15 at night. And as I pulled in, Don and I went, oh, there's a box. We immediately, first thing I thought was, it's going to be kittens. Don goes, it's not kittens, Dees, it's puppies. I said, you're joking. And when we opened the box, we actually thought that 2 of them were dead. They were not moving. They were very lethargic. And Don and I got them quickly into the Sally port. We started evaluating them. They were so dehydrated. They were sucking on my finger. And I was trying to make formula while they were trying to suck on the blanket, everything that they could get to. And that was just appalling. They were even too young to lap. So we estimate them to be about 3 weeks, don't we? Yeah. But mid-investigation on, and I spent a great deal of time on it, and I ended up calling it a night at 2 a.m. this morning. They'd had their last feed, back up into it at 5 something. But I'm happy to say I found who those were responsible. So that investigation's ongoing at the moment. But for the moment, I am a nursemaid to 4 little puppies that need bottle feeding every few hours. So sleep is non-existent. Coffee is my best friend.
She's injecting it in her veins, guys.
I mean, I have this sign, I drink coffee for your protection. The head ranger said to me, how are you going, Dee? I said, this is not big enough, mate. I'm now swapping to a bucket, you know, like the ones you buy from Bunnings. I need buckets of coffee. So feel sorry for me. Don't worry about the little wuss behind the camera with 3 pieces of paper. But anyway, that's our week that was. Tani would have put our video up yesterday of the Sunday Sangas. The guys had a blast. And we're sorry that it was late, but thanks so much for tuning in. We're out. We're exhausted. Thanks for joining us. See you guys.
Oh, darling. Look at this one patiently waiting.
Oh dear.
I've got one at the back. So Dee, what's the story with these guys?
These ones were found at my gate last night. I came back last night to check on our boy with the ear infection. And as I pulled up, I thought, there's a box.
It's never good when there's a box at the door, is there?
Hate boxes very much. But when we opened, there was 4 puppies inside, these 4. 2 of them weren't moving. We thought they were actually dead.
You're right.
Yeah. So I have started an investigation, and I actually do know who is responsible. I have done that overnight.
Mhm.
And these are German Shepherd cross wolf, Dane cross wolfhounds.
So they're going to be big kids then.
Big kids. Now they can't even lap. Now these little puppies,
You're not doing very well,
I know, they are hard to feed. They can't lap.
Yeah, so I think you originally put on the post that they're about 4 to 5 weeks.
That's because he told me that,
Oh,
but I don't
no.
think that at all.
No, I think they're more around like the 3-week mark.
Yeah. And now that we know what
Oh,
breeds
they're
they are,
gorgeous.
too, you can't go off the size to determine the age.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we have foxes. We just chased away a brown snake the other day, but we get foxes here. Do they really think that they were going to be safe in a box for
What, 10 hours?
10 hours?
You've got the hang of it now.
Sorry, I've got a nosy little dude.
Oh, too much has gone up your nose.
Yesterday, last night, he was drinking the milk every time I turned my back.
You wouldn't do that, would you, Grumpy?
Oh, I think he did. And then I had a blanket that was donated, and I turned around and he's humping the blanket.
Not grumbles. You right?
Okay. You've had enough? So, a very big sleepless night because I think it was 2 o'clock by the time I could get them all fully fed and then back up at 5. It's just a horrible thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they could have paid the price for it. Just very lucky that we're very proactive here.
Looks like that one might be opening up a little bit. We might need to get another syringe maybe, so that they're not going down too quickly.
That's why he was.
Hold on, let me put.
Go the other way, little dude. Go the other way. Come on. Come on. Yeah, but yeah. It's a strawberry. Come on, buddy. Come on.
Maybe just hanging over the fence. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, we got a little fence.
Good job.
Look, my first time catching snakes.
Oh, no, mate. That's going to be on camera.